Hello, everyone. My name is Arsen Serban from Dance Channel TV, founder of the Dance Channel TV Network and Academy. I'm here with Matisse Love. As of today is the Valentine's Day, and it's just kind of like I told her it's perfectly matched her last name with today, so we just decided to do an interview. Matisse actually trained in first in California at the Marat's dance studio, and then she went to the Bolshoi and studied at the academy, got her diploma, and then now she's dancing at the company, which is Russian Ballet Theater. Ruski Ballet, that's, I guess, what they call it here. So, and we decided just to have a conversation because I'm sure she had very interesting experience. I met her last year in Russia, and then we did interview. You were like doing last year of
Ghost
exam, which is a graduation. It's part of the nervous, and you're kind of trying to decide. So tell me, please, what was the difference starting at the Bolshoi and right now that you're in the company?
Good question. I would say the main difference would be the classes and the schedules every day. At the academy, we had more intense classes that were focused mainly on our technique, and the teacher, we would stop the class every 5 seconds to work on this and that, and we'd have a literally 2-hour class, and every morning that's what we would start with, and then we'd have rehearsals for different things, like we'd have character, and then we'd have regular school, I'd have Russian class, and just different things. And the company class, we only have an hour every morning in our class, and it's really fast. It's more of a warm-up.
What time is in the morning does it start?
11.
Okay, so you get enough time to sleep.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
well,
good.
we have performances at night, so
yeah.
by the time 11 is perfect. It's just an hour class to warm up, and it's more about how I've noticed. This is my second season in the company. It's all like, I don't even know how to explain it. I am my own teacher. Everyone is their own teacher. You don't really get as many corrections as you did at the academy, and which is hard. You have to stay in shape by yourself. No one's really pushing you that much as they are at the academy. But they'll tell you if you need to, either fix this or lose weight or do this. They'll tell you. They'll say, keep an eye.
Let's talk about the weight.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, especially.
Yeah.
But that's the main difference. I'd say the classes, and then the rest of the day we have rehearsals.
Sorry, Siri just woke up. I don't know why.
And then the rest of the days we have rehearsals, and usually our show is at 7. We have shows on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Are the shows like every day? Or Friday, Saturday?
Mondays are day off usually. Okay. And then Tuesday, Wednesdays are like rehearsals and progons, which are run-throughs of the shows. And then Friday, Saturday, Sundays, usually our shows around 7 p.m. And we go on tour a lot as well. Wow. So, I mean, December, January, we were all over Germany and Switzerland touring. So it was also a really cool experience.
Her English is actually very good.
Oh, God, thank you. I was saying how I was nervous.
Yeah, she speaks a lot Russian right now. She had to switch, although it's her native language, of course. Very interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those things that I keep telling the students as well, too, where when you're in school, that's the time you get a chance to really pick up everything and be picked by the teacher or by the artistic director. And then when you are free, I mean, that's it. I mean, it's on your own. Either you're doing very well or you don't sign next year. You'll use your technique or your job.
It's all really self-motivation when you get to the company. It's your brain and your love for it, and yeah. That's how you're going to get
now, in terms of going a little bit back, what makes you, you studied in the Russian school here, but what really made you to choose to go to the Bolshoi and really study in Russia? Because I know that you're getting that a lot.
Yes, of course. Well, actually, this is just kind of a coincidence. Maybe I have Russian background. Both my sides I have my great-grandparents on my dad's side and my mom's side are both Russian. So I don't know, I had felt like obligation to go to Russia, and I just fell in love with the Russian ballet ever since I was little. I was 7 years old, and I went to the Moscow School of Ballet, and I would watch YouTube of Russian ballerinas and Bolshoi ballerinas and Ruski ballerinas, and my company, Gordeev's company as well, and I fell in love with the Russian technique, and I couldn't see myself in American technique.
A lot of people say, like, okay, there's Russian technique, but what do you think? What's the specific thing that you kind of fall in love? Okay, maybe lines, but there's something in that people look at it and go like, oh, I can see the difference.
Yeah.
What is it for you?
Yeah, well, obviously, besides the technique, the soul.
The soul.
The soul. You know what they say, Russian Dusha, Russian soul.
Yes.
And for me, I can sense, I can see a Russian dancer. They dance really from their soul, and even their arms. It's like very presenting. And even in Russia, we studied, we had specific classes for acting and history of Russian history, ballet. I think that's just the main difference for me. I fell in love with that, with the Russian soul and how they performed, and Russian audiences as well. You know, they're like clapping always and bravo, and I love that, the whole Russian vibe.
Interesting. You know, I saw you about 6-7 years ago. You were doing a French piece.
I was 12.
You were 12. And you know, like I looked at a girl and I feel like this girl is Russian.
Thank
just
you.
Because you know, just because how you express and how it doesn't have to be always a technique, but just the way you stand, the way you express your emotions. And I always say that dance is all about acting. You know, if the acting is there, if you can do those 10 pirouettes, you can have those extensions all the way up. But performance is about really telling the story, and that's what most of the Russian ballets do. You know, they tell the story. If you don't watch Giselle or Swan Lake and you don't get goosebumps by the end of the performance, I don't think the dancers did their job. You know, so but it's very interesting. Very interesting. Are you planning to kind of like dance only, or do you looking for a different type of career?
You know, I'm just like playing it by ear, how it goes, and I believe that everything happens for a reason, and what happens now or in the future is meant to be. And right now I'm super happy dancing in Russia, and we have ballets coming up that I'm already working for right now, and hopefully tours also coming up soon. And as of now, you know, just ballet, but we'll see. Who knows? Maybe there'll be different opportunities. I'm still young.
Good. You know, as they say in Russian, knock on wood.
Yes.
Any injuries or?
No, I mean, I mean, not main injuries, of course. Everyone
overwork of the muscles.
Stress, overwork, and you know, in Russia, you kind of just deal with it. You dance with it. I'm even scared to tell my teachers when I have an injury.
Yeah, because they start eliminating.
They start eliminating, and you don't want to. Well, for me, I don't even. Even if it's core, I want to obviously stand in the core always, no matter what. So I'm like, I don't say anything.
You know, interesting thing is like when I used to study there, when you start getting injury, the teachers would get upset.
Yeah, they get upset.
Because they will get upset because you're not practicing properly.
Yeah,
like you're not putting the heel, you're not stretching the feet, because the Vaganova whole system is built for injury-free. Yeah. So if you're properly doing everything, you should not actually experience that.
Of course. So I was at the academy, and I had one time, I think my Achilles was hurting, and I told my teacher, she was, it's because you didn't press your heels before when I told you to. And I said, oh, okay, I'm not going to say anything after that. But I learned my lesson. And also, if something's hurting now, I know that it's something I'm doing wrong, of course, probably like technique-wise. It's because that's how the Vaganova base is. You know, it should be injury-free.
Absolutely.
It's hard.
Now, if you get invited for a major American company, would you come back and dance here?
No, it depends on the other circumstances as well. I mean, of course, I'd love to, maybe in a few years, but right now my heart is really set in Russia. Yeah, I really want to.
Very personal question. You don't have to answer that, of course. What's the salary in terms of dancing in a company in Russia? Is it like, are you happy? And how the salaries come, because I know there's a government support coming in as well too.
Government based, but it depends. It's by the shows you dance, so it depends on what you dance, and for me, it's like different monthly. So I mean, you know, it can range from either if you're not dancing, you're not making any money, and if you're dancing a lot, you're making a ton of money. But I'm really fortunate. I have a normal amount of salary right now, and I have an apartment there for free and I pay for, so I'm really lucky. Yeah, I should pay for that.
Now, in terms of an apartment, does the company provide?
Yes,
the company provides.
The apartments. I have an apartment in Moscow.
Well,
yes.
See, the dancers in the United States, they have to pay in New York or San Francisco.
So I'm very fortunate.
Very great. Very nice. Very nice. Now, in terms of, you know, like I want to go back a little bit into the training, because I'm sure a lot of American students are watching this. And most of the time, they're really into competition. They really want to get to the competition. They want to get to every competition that is possible. And in the point where they start forgetting about training. What's your opinion about it? Like, how do you see the competitions, and how do you see if somebody's really serious, but they don't have a chance financially or any way to go to the Russian study, but they want to become prima ballerina like you? So.
Well, I would say competition is a very good experience, and I think a dancer should experience that. I did competitions, I did Youth America Grand Prix, I did Spotlight, and when I was little, I loved competitions. All I could think of was, I want to compete, not just because, I want to compete, I want to win, but because I want to experience stage performance. I think that was the most important thing for me, was to be on stage, because we don't get many performances as children studying here as the real world, in company, like we have a show almost, every week. So for me, I just wanted to be on stage. That was the main thing. And then as I, got older, there's many, different aspects to competitions as well, like politics and different things. So I would, it's just working on yourself. You just gotta believe in yourself and work on yourself. That, it's not just what you do in the studio. It's outside as well. I was working, I would lock myself up in my room and just stretch and work and do bar again next to my chair in my room until 11 at night, almost every night.
So you have kind of like a devotion, and I know like you did the competition, but you kind of saw, or you felt you were prepared, or you just want to get on stage?
No, I mean, I just wanted to get on stage.
You want to get on stage?
I just wanted to be on stage, but I did prepare a lot, and I think preparing those variations at a young age are also really beneficial for dancers these days. In Russia too, we don't really do variations until we're about 15, 16, not 10, 11, 12. I mean, I was dancing at 10. We would not do that in Russia.
Yeah, they don't actually allow to do those variations because the muscles are not ready.
Which I agree with, but I also at 10 wanted to dance fajita.
Well, I guess it's based on abilities of the child. Like if they're sometimes already the kids 10, 11 on their own points, so they're doing pirouette, why not start giving them more
Which
challenge?
I also agree with. It's a 50-50 situation.
Absolutely. Interesting, very interesting. So in terms of your day was, for example, I know the kids, they go to some of the schools, some of them homeschool. Were you in homeschool?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was doing online school. I graduated, and right now I'm just dancing, and hope maybe I'll go to university later. And I would love to study in Moscow, actually, and maybe get a degree in becoming a teacher.
Okay. Very interesting. Now, in terms of working in the United States, did you go to school and then dance, or you were homeschooled?
Yeah, I was full-on regular student. I went to Beverly Hills High School from 7 a.m. until 2 or 3 p.m. and then I go straight to the studio all night until about 8 or 9. Do my homework in the car, eat dinner in the car, and go home and stay up and do the whole thing over again. So
you like every day is pretty much morning school, dance till night. Homework when?
Never. I mean, of course I did it. I made it work. Sometimes I would do homework while, during the class because I knew I had such a time-limited day. But I love going to school. I know some kids love being homeschooled, but I'm a very social person. So I loved going to school and being with my friends and learning. I loved being in a learning environment. And then it was fine, driving back and forth. I mean, not for my parents, but for me, it was fine.
Absolutely. Now, in terms of when the kids are thinking like they want to be a professional, right? Do you think the kids should be, for them to dance 2 hours a day is enough training?
No. It's my honest opinion. I was also doing 2 hours a day from about 12 till 14, and then I started taking 2 classes a day, and then I started becoming crazy and doing 5 and more classes and working outside the studio. But also I noticed summer intensives. I noticed my improvement when I went to summer intensives, and even Murat summer intensive, doesn't matter what summer intensive, but just doing something all day, I think really helped me improve, and I saw the improvement. And then when I went to the academy, which it was like a summer intensive kind of thing year round, that was when I really saw my improvement, becoming more to the professional level, and that's how they train us to becoming professionals. And I mean, now that's our life now. So I think summer intensives and year-round programs are a good example for how it's going to be like when you go to the company.
Interesting, interesting. Now, do you find Russians appreciate ballet more or Americans?
Also a good question. Currently living in Russia, I would say yes, because I'm in Russia, and sometimes people will just ask me, "Oh, what do you do?" And I say, "Oh, I'm a ballerina, I'm a ballet dancer." And they just like bow down. They're so
the culture,
they respect the art so much, and that's why I love living there too. Also being a ballerina, and even just after performances, when I hear the audiences clapping, they're just so in love with the art. It's their culture, Russian culture, and it makes me so happy. I know it's hard, the curtains open and close, and we have to do the bow and stand on stage for at least 25 minutes after the show. It's already 11 at night, everyone's tired and hungry, and we want to go home, but I just love standing on stage and staying there. I'll bow again, I'll bow again. I love hearing the audience, and it just makes me happy. It makes me feel like my hard work all these years, it's paid off.
Absolutely. Now, but here, like, you didn't feel that energy, like when the people say, "Oh, you're a ballerina."
Professional dancers, but of course, here as well, I'll say, "Yeah, I'm a ballet dancer," and Americans are like, "Oh, isn't it hard?" Whereas for me, that's personal. I would say, in Russia, it's just they really respect the art form there. Of their culture and their heritage.
Wonderful. Anything else you probably want to add to the people that are watching, to tell the kids that right now, they're studying, and
of course.
Any advice for them?
If you don't love it, it's not worth it. It's a hard profession. You have to love it 100% with your heart, with your soul, and don't give up. You're never too old to start. Work, work, work. That's the main thing I can say. And love yourselves and love the job, and you'll never work a day in your life. Well, I never work a day in my life. I don't say I go to work. I say I go to the theater.
You go to the theater. And it's a theater. It's almost like it's church.
Yeah.
Like in Russia, when you enter, it's kind of you get special. Like absolutely, absolutely. Well, that's advice for the Valentine's Day from the Matisse Love.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
So again, thank you guys. If you always, you can always follow. Actually, I have one quick question before even. What do you think about the social media?
Social media, I think, is very good. I would say I really like social media, and
as we right now.
Yes, of course, I love social media, and it's a great way also to see other dancers your age and different ages all over the world. I mean, I follow so many different dancers as well, and you can see so many different things. And
but do you think it's like helpful for young kids when they're training, or it's? For
me, it was.
It was.
I mean, I know it can be a harmful thing also. Yeah. You see things and you kind of like, what am I doing? Yeah. But for me, it was more of a push, motivation. I would see dancers, and this was before I went to Bolshoi Ballet Academy, and I would see dancers and say, "Oh yeah, this is what I want to be like," and I'll give myself 2 years. I want to be like that, and then I ended up.
So it was a kind of like goal motivation for you?
For me, it was a goal motivation. So I mean, I'm pro social media.
Because like 10, 20 years ago, like, dancers would dance different countries, they don't know what's going on.
Oh yeah, I think it's a great way to know what the world's, what's happening all over the world.
And absolutely, the world's becoming smaller and dancers becoming more connected.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a person that lives basically in 2 different worlds. America and Russia is completely different. So I'm lucky for social media.
Well, again, sorry, I just had to throw that question in.
Thank you
Thank you so much, and good luck to you. We'll be following, and we are following you. So hopefully we can see you perform in the United States one day.
Hopefully, yeah.
Okay, we'll come with flowers and balloons.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay. Done. Bye, guys.
Bye.